Hey friends, good evening. It's your old pal SVH here, coming at you with another Daily Nugget for January 17th, 2021. And today is a good one. I'm gonna do the bowl of Saki for today. It's really short and sweet, but I got a long-winded thing that I'm gonna attach to it. So today's Daily Nugget comes from the bowl of Saki by Hazrat Inayat Khan for January 17th. Thought draws the line of fate. Thought draws the line of fate. So I think what this really alludes to is that, what we think is what we create, right? So this is a law of attraction right here, big time. Thought draws the line of fate. So if you believe in fate, it's the line that you draw with your thought that creates it, right? Because whatever you think becomes manifest into reality, or at least becomes put out into the atmosphere where it gains energy and it gains power, momentum, because it's been thought, it's been put into a vibration that extends, right? Well, this is kind of what I wanted to say about it today. So my wife and daughter and I went up to the dog park today near the Hollywood sign, and we've been up there a couple times before. Everybody's up there taking their selfies and doing the whole Hollywood sign thing, and playing tourist or whatever the case may be. It's a big tourist location, so there's like perfect spots where you can like kind of get to the top of the hill and get these pictures where you're holding up the sign and all that kind of stuff. So it's a selfie central up there. But we were at the dog park, and which actually used to be a dog park. Now it's just a park. You got to have your dog on the leash, where you used to not. It's a whole new thing. It's a whole new world. But what I really noticed is this: as I'm sitting in the park, looking up, I see the Hollywood sign over here, right? Okay, so the Hollywood sign's over here. Uh, Probably, quarter of a mile over here on the top of the hill is a cross, a white cross, you know? And then you get over a little bit farther over here, and there's a spot called the Wisdom Tree, and right next to the Wisdom Tree is an American flag. And the American flag from that space, where this is the premier selfie spot. Remember, this is where you go to get your shot with the Hollywood sign. The Hollywood sign's real big, and it takes up this whole side of the mountain over here. Hollywood, Hollywood. Little cross over here, little small, little dinky cross, and then the little teeny flag over here next to the Wisdom Tree. And the Wisdom Tree is actually really cool. It's a hike that you can go to, and when you get there, a lot of people have left mementos to loved ones there, or they left different things. I left a copy of my book up there, hoping some people would draw wisdom from it. If somebody wanted to steal it, to go ahead, take it home and read it, But it's that kind of place where you just leave little things up there that hopefully somebody else will take something from when they go there and hike. But you can hike all the way from the Wisdom Tree over to past the cross to the back of the Hollywood sign. So when I think of thought draws the line of fate, it takes me to my thought that I had sitting there. How ridiculous that we have this huge Hollywood sign, we have this little dinky cross, and we have a little bitty American flag. Now, granted, different people probably put those up and erected those things at different times, but that's such a picture of where we are today. Our country's a little small, not really all that important, because we're all divided, we're all broken apart. There's the cross there, symbolizing the sacrifice of Christ and the consciousness of Christ, and that's this little two little sticks up on the hill, and then you got these big, huge Hollywood signs and the big tower next to it with all the radio transmission to the CIA, FBI, whoever else the hell they're sending signals off to up there. But my thought is, how sad. I'm glad that the cross was in the center of that whole landscape for me. But I thought how sad that God in our country is so small compared to Hollywood over here, and that's really how people see it. Hollywood is this great thing, and it's not. And you're gonna watch it crumble and tumble, and I just can't wait. I got a huge bag of popcorn. I got another big bag I'm gonna pop for that, because I'm ready for Hollywood to fall and crumble. But my focus was really on drawing the line of fate, and the line of fate to me today was that cross. You know, when you think of the cross, you think of rising up, and then you think of the horizontal that you get across the heart. You know, it's the opening of the heart. When you look at when you look at the cross, right? Christ's arms spread wide, open, opening, opening the arms to all that will come for the embrace, right? And that opening of the heart is a horizontal experience. It expands and it grows out in that way, right? And the consciousness, the up and down, the vertical line, representing the consciousness rising from the base all the way up through the crown and expanding into space, into heaven. And I had that whole contemplation today of just like, you know, the power of the cross and how those two lines really symbolize that expanding of the heart and that opening of the arms to embrace all that will come. And that horizontal, or I'm sorry, that vertical, vertical line of existence, that thread that connects us from the earth to the heavens. And that's really what I think the cross symbolizes to me. I know it symbolizes the sacrifice that Christ made, and it is symbolic of a lot of other things, but that's the metaphysical side of it from my perspective. That's the way I really see the way that the cross represents those two lines. So when I think of this today, I just thought this was so perfect because I had that contemplation. Thought draws the line of fate. So where's your thought right now? Is your thought on rising up and expanding your consciousness and throwing your consciousness from the, you know, connecting from the earth to the heavenly realm? Is it horizontal, where it's opening and growing and expanding to where you can have more compassion, more room to hold and embrace this world that we live in, all that we encompass, all that we encounter? Or are you outside those two lines of fate? Are you somewhere else? I think right now those two lines are the only two lines that we should be focusing on. I think our thoughts should be drawing those lines of fate. That vertical line of rising up, connecting ourselves, staying grounded and rooted in the earth, but raising to the heavens for that guidance, that direction, that light to shine down, to really bring into the earth the knowledge from the heavens that we need, right? And then opening of the heart in that horizontal line and that opening of the arms as Christ did. And his arms were nailed down. You know, there was no closing the arms. Everyone's welcome. Keep coming. You know, my arms aren't closing. You know, so I think I really thought of that today, and I just thought that this was perfect when I was looking for a Daily Nugget today. And yeah, thought draws the line of fate. So really looking to the cross today for some inspiration on that. And that's interesting coming from me because I have a long background with Christianity and some issues and things that I had, but never lost my love for Christ, never lost the connection to that Christ consciousness. And I think now more than ever, we're starting to realize that that consciousness is really necessary and needed in these times. And so thought draws the line of fate.